WOCA, Ocala, AM 96.3 FM, The Source.
It is 7 minutes after 9 o'clock. Carol Ann Baldwin is in the studio. It's time for In the Garden with Carol Ann. If you have a question or just want to have a conversation with Carol Ann, you are invited to call. This is a full-hour show. The number is 622-9622. You can call anytime. You can interrupt us if we've got some kind of a topic going on and you want to ask a question. Don't wait. Just go ahead and call. I'll try to wrap it up and give Carol Ann the signal that you're waiting, and then you can chat on the air. So
yeah, there we go.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, good. It turned chilly on us.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So fall has arrived.
Felt good.
It's cold.
Did you like it?
It's cold.
You don't like that, huh?
I wore long pants to work yesterday, and people are going, uh-oh. So I was cold. It did warm up nicely in the afternoon, and that's what's wonderful about our fall. Is that it can be quite chilly in the evenings and in the mornings and stuff, but the afternoons are just spectacular. I mean, the other day when it was gloomy all day, and even though the humidity was outrageous and it was like 80-something degrees, it was like yuck. But it was overcast, and you're thinking, oh, this is just like a northern fall winter
I said the
day.
Same thing, Robert.
But today and yesterday, the bright blue, azure blue skies and chilly temperatures going, yes, that's Florida fall.
Yeah.
That's the one good thing is that you might start out the day with a jacket or a sweater on, and end the day that way. The afternoons you can usually take that off and have a great day.
Yeah, it was overcast one day, and I said to Robin, this is why Florida spoils us, because it's like blue skies almost every day.
Right.
On Long Island, it was more overcast every day.
Right.
I think, if I remember right.
I mean, and they do say that Florida, even though we have the name of the Sunshine State, we actually do have more partly cloudy days than full sunshiny days. But when ours, statistically, it was kind of funny that how did we get that name? We should be called the partly sunny day, partly cloudy state. But this is just. I mean, this is why people come here.
Yes,
these
really,
weather,
really nice.
We live through the summers and the rest. Which don't get me wrong, I will take 85 degrees any day over 40. 40 degrees, that's just too cold. But then again, I work outside.
So, working outside, being in Florida, you're around a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
And with Halloween being tomorrow, it's interesting how bugs are really probably the scariest creatures on earth. Thank God they're small.
Right. Yeah, they're scary, and they can be dangerous, actually, depending on where where you live,
or who you are.
Right. Yes, if you happen to be allergic to certain ones, but it's always funny that spiders seem to be the scariest one.
I wonder why.
To most people, probably because we walk into their webs and not know it.
Yeah, that could
and
be
that gets you a good aerobic exercise while you're trying to get that off and find out where the spider is, or that they come down on a thread, on their silk, and suddenly they're there. So, of course, cockroaches are pretty creepy, too. And
so that's the downside. Like, the upside to living in Florida is the beautiful weather.
Oh, yeah.
The downside is
we got all
lots
kinds
of bugs.
We got all kinds of them. And some of them get pretty big,
But
too.
the good news about that, just like with the heat in summer, you don't have to be outside. You got air conditioning if you want it.
Yeah.
But the other good side is you can live in an environment without bugs. I don't really get bothered by bugs unless I go outside.
Well, and even then, unless unless you are walking in the woods or a part of your yard you don't go to often, generally having an encounter with a spider web or a spider isn't real common. I mean, I know there's certain areas here in Marion County that have issues with scorpions. Silver Spring Shores happens to be one of them.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know
I know
that.
somebody who's a brand new home, and he has an issue with scorpions.
Wow. Wow.
And it's constant. I mean, he puts the sticky traps out. He's
And he gets a lot of them?
And yeah, he catches a couple a day.
I haven't seen a scorpion in years.
I've never had a scorpion in my home.
Ever?
Yeah, ever. Or even seen one in the yard.
Do you know where I used to see them, though? Is in Rainbow Lakes Estates. Maybe that's another area.
Could be.
Is it possible that the connection between Silver Spring Shores and Rainbow Lakes is that they're both... Well, Silver Spring Shores isn't a new area, though.
No.
I was thinking like hardly built on.
It could be actually the sand, the soil kind of
Sand,
thing.
yeah.
Is that Silver Spring Shores is fairly sandy as compared to say the middle of Ocala. Or where there's just more
Old dirt
it's not old pasture areas many times, but there's and for those who are allergic to those kind of things, it's one of those be careful.
I had a scorpion sting me.
Yeah.
Like the same scorpion stung me twice on my thigh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I was sitting on the floor cross-legged looking at a Rand McNally book.
Okay.
Looking to making
where can
planning
we go?
a trip.
Yeah, where can we go?
And I think the scorpion must have been living in the Rand McNally book.
Oh, may have been under a
it fell out, crawled into my shorts, and next thing I know,
get out. Or you laid the book on your lap, and he couldn't.
Oh man!
So that was probably about a month ago. I got stung by a wasp at work, and that hurt again on the thigh kind of thing, and I think the reaction this time was actually worse than I have had reactions to.
Oh, you had a reaction other than the pain?
Yeah. It actually swelled up, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the time a few years back of being stung several times after my husband had been.
That's right.
Stung.
You had a horrible one, right?
Yeah.
What is the thing with the brown recluse spider? Am I saying it right?
Yeah, brown recluse. The only thing with the brown recluse is they're not indigenous to Florida. Everybody attributes every spider bite to a brown recluse.
So we don't have them here?
They are not indigenous. There might be some, but you brought them with you from somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or maybe you bought something that maybe at, say, a thrift store or a yard sale that may have had one in it. But they're not ones you're going to find crawling across the kitchen table or up on the wall. They have the name recluse. Usually means that they're hidden inside of something. I mean, yes, in a shoe could be possible. That's a lot of times where or in a box.
But this is a very damaging.
It's one that can. Well, you know what? They attribute that bite to some flesh-eating kind of stuff. But I don't know whether or not they've proven that to be fully true. Really? Because, there's what do they call the MRSA virus, the MRSA, which is that flesh-eating virus. We can have it on our skin at any time. And then a sting, a bite, a scratch, anything like that can cause that to enter into our bloodstream.
Oh, okay.
And then, you've got that. I mean, people who've had surgeries or simple wounds, they go to the hospital, simple wound to be stitched up, and next thing you know, they're losing a thumb or a hand or something like to that. Well, that wasn't a brown recluse; it was MRSA. So I'm not sure if they've fully said that, but no, it's nothing to be, just lax about it. I mean, if you get a bite and it begins to change or whatever, you need to see your doctor or the emergency room as soon as possible, because you don't want something like that to spread.
So you want to update on my apple tree?
Yeah.
It's 4 feet tall.
Wow.
And it has lost all the leaves from about 2 feet down. So
That's
it's all fresh leaves on top, and all the bottom ones got dry and
getting more
fell
of a
off.
trunk, getting a little more of a trunk, maybe
looking more tree-like. Yeah.
And I'm sure that the caliber to the stem there is getting a little better.
A little thicker. Yeah.
Yeah, mine's doing good. I should have taken a picture.
I was worried that it was dying, but then I realized the top looked pretty good.
Yeah, and they will with the change of temperatures. They may even lose some more because mine's sitting outside too. I watered it the other day, and I thought, I should take a picture, and I never went back over.
How tall is it?
What is it?
Wow.
It's probably a good foot.
It's big.
Yeah, it's about a foot tall, I'd say. Yeah, I'll have to put the ruler.
I hope one day we
it.
see apples on these things.
There's something,
That'd be
just see it become something different.
Talk about the pumpkin seeds, because you've got a culinary background, and we just had a
just
story that these are healthy.
Pumpkin seeds are good for you, and they're more than just good for
sex.
The sex thing. But they do have quite a bit of
whatever that chemical was that Robin read.
let
me read the chemical, because that chemical is probably good for a lot of things.
Right. But pumpkin seeds, I've always liked it, and I even said to you, thinking about buying a pumpkin, not necessarily be for Halloween because I'm just by myself, but because I like pumpkin seeds, and they're.
So what do? You just put them on a baking tray?
You take and you get them out of there and wash off all the goopy stuff, slippery, the pumpkin guts, and salt them. I like them salted.
Sure.
So I usually take and I'll
do you eat them whole, or do you have to pull them out of the shell?
If you get them toasted good enough, you can just eat the whole
shell?
thing. Yeah, I do. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you'll find them in the stores that have been shelled, and they must have a machine that does that because that would be very tedious. That would be very tedious. But you're just you're getting them well salted and spread them out in a single layer on a cookie sheet and toasting them at I don't know. I think I usually do mine at 325 or 350.
For how long?
Till they're crunchy. Till they start to get a little golden on the edges.
So what is a phytosterol? What is that?
It's a
phytosterol. Sterile.
It's I guess a nutrition or some type of chemical reaction within our systems. I mean, you hear of phytosterols frequently in different items, but so it's just something we like. I probably ought to bring up maybe pumpkin seeds because I haven't found the list of you were talking about the zombie bugs and
right.
I brought up zombie chronicle bugs, but there's this has got Call of Duty zombies, so I'm not.
By the way, the guy who had the book about the zombie bugs lived in San Francisco, and he said they really don't have any bugs there, which is hard to believe. There's no bugs, but.
Well,
I mean, compared to us, everybody has hardly any, I think. I think we've got more bugs than anybody. Well, Texas has a lot of bugs.
Texas, Louisiana. I was going to say, doesn't New York have a bunch of, they got a cockroach issue up there.
Yeah, but that's one bug. There's a lot of them. But
there's a lot of different kinds of...
different kind of cockroaches?
Yes, there are.
Ready for a phone call?
Sure.
Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yeah, well, it has been a few years since college chemistry, but... A phytosterol is an oil that is obtained from a plant.
Every plant?
I don't think all
plants.
Any plant. Any plant?
Yeah, as opposed to an animal fat, an oil from an oil or a fat from an animal. A phytosterol is from a plant.
Oh my gosh! So any plant would help you with.
No, not necessarily.
No?
It's the way it reacts in your body.
They're of different composition, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
But the phyto means that it comes from a plant.
There you go.
Ah, wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I wonder if anybody have you ever tried the pumpkin seeds, Jim?
No, never was much for pumpkin seeds.
I don't think I've ever even had them. You say you can buy them at the store?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's.
Have a good morning, all.
Thank you, Jim. Well, so all plants have phytosterols, though. That's interesting.
Well, let's see.
What if everybody's ever tried them? I mean, as far as this article, did it actually help in that area?
Yeah, and I think what it is. Let's see. I don't want to get into that.
You want another phone call?
Stuff. Sure.
While you're looking it up. Good morning. You're on the air with Carol Ann.
Yes, I just wanted to mention pumpkins. The ARC Wildlife Rescue and Rehab recommends that we take them to, a park or the woods or something, where there's wildlife. You probably don't want to attract them right to your yard, but lots of birds and squirrels and all kinds of wildlife love pumpkins.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Not the seeds, but the pumpkins. So, when you're getting done with your jack-o'-lantern or whatever, just, it'd be nice to put them out for the wildlife.
Sure, and actually, I guess if you do feed the birds and feed the squirrels and stuff, if you have a special part in your garden or a more natural area in the garden, you could tuck it away somewhere, and because pumpkins melt for us here in Florida. Unfortunately, they don't keep too well.
Yeah, but somewhere it's kind of out of the way. You don't want it up close, real close to your house. I wouldn't think, but
right.
Yeah, I was just surprised to see that even birds just love them.
And birds, raccoons, squirrels, everybody'll take part in that pumpkin.
Yeah, years ago we lived in the desert in California, and we had two kinds of little ground squirrels. One of them looked like a little chipmunk thing, but we'd put out the watermelon rinds, and they would they just loved it. They would just eat, the leftover watermelon. And then they just roll in them, just wobble around. I guess it felt cool, or something.
Right,
but it was so funny to watch.
That's funny. That's fun, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, I'll let you go. Love your show. Thank you for it.
Thank
you.
Yeah, I saw a video. A lion or a tiger, one of them, just playing with a pumpkin and then eating it.
And then once they broke it open, once he broke it open, enjoying it. Well, that's I've done with the watermelon. My dog always liked the watermelon. He'd take the end of it. I always make sure. I take away the hard rind.
You say did the dog?
No, he still does. But I mean, it's always likes the watermelon.
Yeah,
How's that?
Yeah.
So he'd probably eat the pumpkins too. Have to watch. But I may have to pick up a pumpkin and make some pumpkin seeds just because they're good.
Well, we got a lot of pumpkin places in town that are selling pumpkins as fundraisers for helping other people. So
right. So
if you can find one of them,
make a stop. Yeah. And I'm off tomorrow, so I can.
I can recommend one.
I bet you it's the Ocala
First United
Methodist Church.
But there are others too. It's just that's the one we went to because they came in here, so we know about them.
Right. And it's probably the one that's been around, even though it's used to be at Druid Hills, and now it's over there, and it's like that function, that whole it's not that Druid Hills Methodist Church gave it up. It moved to
the church closed. Druid Hills closed. Yeah,
and so they have a better a new location. So.
And in fact, they've got 2 loads of pumpkins over there because the Panama City Church, because of the hurricane, they weren't able to take them.
Their pumpkins.
And just as a side note, if you can get over there and buy some pumpkins. The money from the Panama City Church will go to fix the roof
on their church.
Because that roof was damaged bad.
Right.
Their insurance has a deductible of $58,000, and they have to raise a lot of money just to meet the deductible
before they can start. Yeah. Wow. So So it does. So I mean that hurricane was several. A little better than a month ago, and it's still and. A lot of cleanup. It's going to take a long time to put that area back together.
Absolutely, yeah.
So.
Yeah, I would imagine that in those circumstances, probably people are starting little gardens just to kind of provide for themselves. Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, where they can, or if they've managed to clear off.
The grocery stores are gone.
Yeah.
For a lot of them anyway.
For certain areas. Yeah, that you may be having to put a garden in just to provide a little bit of extra, and that the gardens or the farms even were damaged, that might have provided.
Do you know, I wondered, this didn't happen for you, because I know your home was also destroyed by a hurricane. Now there's a news story today about, I guess, a push to get FEMA to bring in mobile homes.
Yeah.
Because they're relatively affordable. Because some of these people have nothing. They're living in tents.
Right, because there is,
Yeah.
And I would think that would be the way to go to do the mobile
temporarily
homes.
Anyway.
Either temporary or allowing them to purchase or where some of the mobile home manufacturers are going, you figure a tax deduction, if you can give somebody, who may not have a down payment because they're, lived in a mobile home before, the ability to just put a new one on if they can make a payment or whatever. But
we're getting close to the bottom. Do you have something to give away today?
I do. We actually have 2 tickets again to Ocala Civic Theater's Born Yesterday, running through the 11th of November, which November's 2 days away. Yikes! Where did the year go?
Really.
But we have 2 tickets to the comedy Born Yesterday. And we have Bob Wine's gift certificate. And I want to try, but I'll do this one separate. Last week I talked about the Gear Beast smartphone lanyard. And so I'm trying it out a little bit.
What's the feedback so far?
I didn't get any feedback on it. I'm going to I'll have to put mine on it. It's kind of cool. If anybody's, let me get back to, I never opened up Facebook on the laptop here. To see what's going on that. But this is what how they hook on. I've got one still in a package, and
so giving them away.
It hooks. Yeah, I'm giving one away, but I'm just hoping that I can get some feedback for them. It puts on, and one thing I did change, because this would hang, put it around your neck and out doing your gardening, and on the other side, it has a place to put your driver's license or your change, whatever. Fits in there nice and snug. It doesn't slide out. But I put my phone in up what you might consider upside down, because if my phone rings, I'm going to pick it up.
There you go. That makes sense. Sure.
But at the drawback, because they were sort of advertising it or pitching it to us, to me, as gardeners in the email, was that so you got your phone handy to take pictures in the garden and such, but your rear-facing camera is obscured. No matter which way. And this might just be because I have a Samsung or Galaxy phone. I'm not sure, the placement on others is off to one side.
Yeah.
But my front one is okay.
And on mine, the front one is the bad one. The front one was the one that would get hit, I guess.
Possible. Well, the way it straps over.
Oh, yeah. I think it would hit.
May or may not. And some of the ease on the access to some of your buttons is a little off. And see, now I'm a person that puts my phone in a case because I fear dropping it. And that 3-part case of mine, like an OtterBox or something like that, made my phone too big to fit.
Oh, right. Sure.
In there.
Yeah.
So it's because it's for phones up to 6 3/4 by 3 3/4 inches. So a pretty decent sized phone. Like I said, this is an S7, which isn't a huge phone. But I'm one, which this does offer some protection, but I still worry.
Not much, though.
Yeah, I still worry about, if it fell, your corners are exposed and the rest of that. But if you're wearing it around your neck, or if you're going somewhere, you're going out, I used it, all day the other day, and I just because of not having my phone in my case made me a little antsy, but even still, I think it does have some uses that are kind of neat.
So you're giving
not that
away?
I'm going to give one of these away with a Bob Wine's gift certificate, and I really would like your feedback back onto the Facebook page, so that they can see it.
Okay.
And then we also have 2 tickets
to Born Yesterday.
To Born Yesterday, but we'll do those separately.
Okay. So the first break right now is only for the Bob Wines and the lanyard. Okay.
We'll do that.
So if you call right now, you will get those 2 gifts. If you want to wait till about, I guess, 1:45, we'll take another break at that point, and we'll do the tickets to the theater.
There we go.
We'll be right back with Carol Ann. Got another half hour. If you want to call in, you are definitely invited to do that. The number is 622-9622. Joe is happy.
Must be the cool weather.
Must be. Well, maybe he had some pumpkin seeds.
Oh, maybe.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says he wants to end automatic citizenship for babies born in the United States, telling the show Axios on HBO.
You can definitely do it with an act of Congress, but now they're saying I can do it just with an executive order.
There'd be legal challenges to that. Babies born here have been granted citizenship under the 14th Amendment to the Constitution. It nullified a Supreme Court decision that children of slaves could not be citizens. The president on Twitter has been endorsing a bunch of Republican congressional candidates. He's got a packed campaign schedule leading up to elections a week from today.
Fort Myers, Florida on Halloween, Columbia, Missouri on Thursday, then Friday in both Huntington, West Virginia and Indianapolis, Indiana, Saturday in Bozeman, Montana and Pensacola, Florida, Sunday in Macon, Georgia and Chattanooga, Tennessee, and Monday a triple, Cleveland, Ohio, Fort Wayne, Indiana and Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Fox's Todd Pyro. This is Fox News.
Napa know-how.
It takes a lot to get excited about a bag, but most bags can't save you 20% on parts and accessories. That's 20% off brake pads, 20% off oil filters, 20% off virtually anything you can fit inside the 99-cent Napa reusable bag. So tell your buddies there's a bag they just have to check out. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how.
Napa know-how.
At participating Napa Auto Parts stores while supplies last. Minimum 3 items. Exclusions apply. Offer ends 10/31/18.
Indeed knows it's hard to find qualified candidates when you're hiring.
It's like finding a unicorn.
But when you post your job on Indeed, it's easy to find people with the skills you need.
Nurse practitioner, 4+ years experience, acute care certification.
Indeed has a huge pool of amazing candidates and screener tools that help you find your most qualified applicants.
Whoa, an entire short list of unicorns.
See why more than 3 million companies worldwide use Indeed to hire. Post your job at Indeed.com/hire. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Source ComScore total visits.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Police have found the body of a 71-year-old man in a drain pipe in southwest Ocala. The man, who had poor vision and dementia, had been missing since October 10th. More than 50 horses have been removed from a farm in Lake Butler because of neglect. Animal cruelty charges are pending. Authorities are asking FEMA to bring recreational vehicles and mobile homes to the Florida Panhandle to help residents who lost their homes to Hurricane Michael. The windows of a South Daytona Republican Party office were shot at over the weekend. No injuries were reported. 2 arrests have been made in connection with Friday night's fatal shooting of an Ocala man near Saddlewood Elementary School. A St. Petersburg man has been charged with driving under the influence and marijuana possession after crashing into a police car. And Icon Orlando, the 400-foot Ferris wheel, will put on a nightly light show through Halloween with 64,000 lights and Halloween music. And that is your news brief from The Source. Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Call 352-266-2859. The Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary is affectionately known as EARS.
I'm Keith Perry. Lots of people run for office and tell you how great they are. They talk at you, tell you what to think. That's not me. I'm a roofer by trade, and as a young man, started my business with an ethic of fairness and hard work, and the common sense to get the job done right. That was 40 years ago, right here in our community. Now Perry Roofing employs more than 100 people in the area. People I learn from every day. People that I'm proud to know. I want you and everybody in North Central Florida to have the ability to be creative and build a life full of opportunity and accomplishments. That's why I want to represent you in the Florida Senate, to make a difference and get results. I'm Keith Perry. I'm just a regular guy, but I've got the common sense and determination to get things done for you, for all of North Central Florida.
Paid for by Keith Perry, Republican, for Florida Senate.
It's another super price breakthrough this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Now, a super low price on Formosa azaleas. This week, a truckload sale while they last. Number 1 size Formosa azaleas, regularly $7.99 for just $1.99. Yes, you heard right, just $1.99 each at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Also this week, a super value buy on Bob's famous heirloom camellias, a huge variety of sizes and colors, regularly selling for up to $24.99, now just $8.99. And how about this one? Hibiscus in pink, yellow, or red, get 2 for just $12. And don't forget trees. Buy one for as little as $49 and get a second one just like it for half price. It's today. It's at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4, Saturdays till 2, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Thank you, Bob. 25 minutes before 10 o'clock, let's return to In the Garden with Carol Ann Baldwin.
Uh-oh. Bye, Joe. So,
by the way, the tickets you're giving away to the
Born Yesterday, yeah.
This is a very famous actor. What is his name?
Ray Hamlin, the lead guy.
Oh, do I have the wrong play?
Maybe.
Oh, that's Born Yesterday. Oh, I'm thinking of another one.
Probably thinking of one that's going to be after that.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I'm mixing up my plays. There's a one-man show coming to Ocala. It's a veterans show. Yeah. And this guy was the actor in the movie with the big blue people. What's that movie with the big blue people? Avatar. Thank you. What's the name of the actor, Robin? And the play he's in. Oh, here we go.
Let me get it.
So we're not giving tickets away to that yet.
Not today. We've got Born Yesterday today, but next week we'll start.
Next week we'll start with this one.
Here it is. Stephen Lang, Beyond Glory.
Ah, this one.
Oh, okay.
And he was the bad guy in the Avatar movie.
Ah, okay.
Plus a bunch of other big name movies.
Cool.
Yeah, he's been around, that guy. So
neat.
We'll be giving tickets away to that.
So later on.
All right, we have.
But yeah, I did post. Okay, I did post a picture on the In the Garden page of the lanyard that Grace just won. Grace won that, and Bob Wine's gift certificate.
Yeah.
So, and the one we gave away last week, I asked because they, and if you look back to last week's, I should have the actual link or whatever, but if we can put something on, my page there, they should be able to get it. They should, I think they're probably watching for some of these, reviews or whatever.
Yeah.
So that,
okay. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and that there is a link. There it is from last week. And I had thought these were kind of nifty. Great Gardener gifts. Gearbeast.shop/American Radio actually gets you right to just the lanyards on there. So if you want to take a look, I think they're neat. I'm not sure if they're really that great for gardeners, but they are great for going to parks.
Yeah.
Or like Joe said, when he was at Dollywood, would have been great to be able to just set his camera and walk with it and have it pick up different stuff. So they are pretty cool.
And you have a phone call.
Fantastic.
Good morning. Thank you for calling and waiting. You're on the air now with Carol Ann.
Good morning, Carol Ann.
Morning, sir. Yeah.
When would be a good time to start trimming? I have like crepe myrtle bushes that are a little on the large side.
Okay.
But can I trim them now as we're going into fall and winter?
We wait to prune crepe myrtles until about the middle of February. Only because that they will they bloom on new growth, and if you were to try to trim them now, when we have our warm days during this time of year, they're going to put on new growth and think it's getting ready to time to bloom. And then should we get a cold spell, it's going to kill off that bloom and possibly those new young branches.
Right. Okay. So wait until February.
Wait until February. Yeah, we're just coming. This cold spell is sort of setting things to going, oh, guess what? I guess it really is time to go a little more dormant. We're dry. It's dark. Sunrise doesn't happen. Well, that'll change after this weekend. But sunrise doesn't happen until 7:30 in the morning. At sunset is very early, so we're getting more night than we are day. So they're beginning to get into that dormancy, but we usually don't do any really good pruning this time of year until after the first of the year.
Well, the one other reason I asked is they seem to be losing the leaves.
Yeah, they will. They're supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that shows you how much I know.
Yeah, our crepe myrtle.
Anyway,
the crepe myrtles actually.
You.
You're welcome, Sonny. Yeah, the crepe myrtles actually give a little bit of fall color. They do actually change color. So the sweet gum trees change color. Persimmon will change color, which we have a native wild persimmon, as well as some people may have in their landscape. If they have fruit trees, may have some of the Asian persimmons, with the larger fruit. There's a few trees that'll give you some fall color. Of course, a lot of that might have already passed, or we're we'll get the best of it now that we have actually cooled down. Of course, the grasses, unless they're irrigated, are getting that fall shade of brown going. So, that's not quite as pretty as it could be. But that you got fall color, cool season color coming into the stores, cool season vegetables going into the ground, all kinds of different stuff with the change of seasons.
I just did a little video of you answering Sonny's question.
Oh, okay.
I want you to see it. Wait, look at the video. Look at
Look
you're
at
Halloween-y looking.
I get kind of good, look funny. Yeah, I can see me. Yes, I can.
They blew my
we got sound now.
You got bats flying all around.
Yes, I do, don't I?
That's kind of cool. I like.
Did you
I like
post
apps.
it?
Yeah, I got to share it now on your page.
On the page, that works. But yeah, no, and we mentioned the page a couple of times today. I'm not on there all the time. I don't post a lot of stuff on it. I think the last thing I posted that was kind of fun, that was actually I got it from somebody else, was one on there was a wasp attacking a cockroach.
Like the guy yesterday was talking about.
Yeah, well, this one was, he was trying, that wasp was trying to sting that and get that cockroach and everything. And next thing you know, out came a creature, just snatched them both. It's like, whoa.
Oh, really?
It was
what
like
kind
a lizard.
Of creature?
A lizard.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
So that was, so that's on there. But I mean, anytime, if you've got, all you got to do is ask to be a member. I haven't seen any requests lately. Maybe I should look a little
at you
bit.
with the Halloween stuff.
I will have to. And I didn't wear because tomorrow's Halloween. I did not wear a Halloween shirt today. Tomorrow's Halloween.
So that, according to the guy yesterday, the wasp that you witnessed, wasn't trying to kill the cockroach. It would eventually die from what it was doing. Right. But it was trying to inject something in its brain so it would be better suited for laying eggs in the body of.
It could be. Yeah, and you figure, too, that there's different wasps out there that will parasitize caterpillars. Yeah. And you'll see this caterpillar, like a tomato hornworm caterpillar and some of the other ones, where you'll see these white things sticking up out of them, and you're going, oh, that is too creepy. Resist the urge to kill that caterpillar because he's going to die anyway, and it will be, that because those are wasp larvae that or wasp eggs that are going to hatch out of there and be new ones that are parasites to other ones, which help to control the insects in the garden. Yeah, get it.
Yeah. Did you see the story, or did I mention this last week about the homeowners association with the lady with the butterfly
garden? Yeah. We talked about that, and that's just too crazy on that. It's I think she must have made somebody mad.
Yeah, you said that. That's right. Yeah,
come on, you got to invite everybody to the party, or somebody's gonna call the HOA on you. But we were talking too, about other insects that do strange things. You were talking about the
see your eyes.
Where they're herding or farming. The ants will herd or farm aphids and mealybugs and things like that, and they do that for a food source. They're not protecting the insect because they like that insect. They're protecting that other insect pest for us and for our gardens because they feed off the excretions from those pests.
The world is an amazing place, isn't it?
It is. It's
Why
crazy.
does anybody want to move to Mars? None of this is happening up there.
No, probably not.
Not one. There's not one.
See, I'm the one, and it was one time I saw this, it was a wasp, and he kept going around this hole in the ground. Mm-hmm. And I'm watching. One of those things made me stop and watch. And I'm standing there, and I'm staring. And I think I got down on one knee or something. I got a little closer so I could watch a little closer. And next thing you know, out of that hole, a lizard got grabbed. And it's like, wow, what just happened?
Oh, that is cool. I love stuff like that.
Or watching watched a cockroach, or like a palmetto bug, a small one, running, hightailing it across the deck. And I'm going, whoa, what's he running from? And here's the lizard right behind him. Wow. And he caught him and snatched. It was like,
that was the end of him.
That was it. I was like, Wow, that was so amazing.
National Geographic in your own home, right?
Live and in color, right there. Yeah.
Wow.
That and of course I'm the one who stands there and watches them.
It's okay when it's those animals, but if I was out like in Africa, and I was watching these antelope play, and next thing I know,
here comes a lion after them. Yeah, I'm not going to get back in the Jeep and go on my. And just thinking of that too, just here in Florida, we have bears, and this time of year, I guess they're pretty active. Excuse me, I'm getting a dry spot in the back of my throat. A friend of mine lives out in the forest. It must be getting a little bat dust in my throat. But a friend of mine said, had seen a bear. The cubs actually ended up a tree. They had to make sure they had to keep their dog. They were keeping their dogs inside so that the dogs didn't either just disturb the mother to keep her from encouraging her cubs to leave, or the mother attacking their dogs. But then today on the news, I heard a story this morning where here in Central Florida, a bear was on somebody's property, and I guess there was cubs as well as the mama bear. And somehow or another, why do you open your back door with your little dog right there? The little dog is obviously, any dog's going to run out to bark at this strange creature in my yard. I'm going to defend my family, even though you only weigh 2.5 pounds. The bear grabbed the dog. And the man went out there and kicked the bear. Yes, the bear dropped the dog, but you want to chase don't open your door. Common sense, people. The bear was here long before we were. You want to scare him off? Go around to where you can come out of your house and leave your dog in the house. Go start blowing your car horn. Start making a rattle. You got a whistle somewhere. Open a window, blow a whistle to try to. Don't open the door and go out there. They're wild animals. Your little dog has even your big dog has not much of a chance. The little dog is going to be okay. They had to do surgery, but the dog will be okay. But that could have been avoided.
Yeah.
Put pet food. Don't feed the feral cats in the neighborhood. Don't feed take your bird feeders in. Don't feed, those are all attractants. Make sure that your garbage is in a bear-proof can. Don't leave your garbage outside. If you don't have a bear-proof can, carry your garbage away, regularly. Don't let it, sit up in the yard and be an attractor, because that's when you end up with nuisance bears. And what do they do to nuisance bears? They kill them.
That's it.
And why? You're the one who caused the problem. So,
there was a news story this morning about a guy in India who does like a little busking thing on the sidewalks, and he has a cobra and
I heard so,
and so he's setting up, and a monkey. There's a video, you can see it. A monkey jumps off the roof of the building behind him and grabs the cobra and runs away with it.
That's like crazy.
What the heck?
That's like, wow. Now, you never know. He may have been from a competitor. And trying to keep him out of business, that it's like, hey, go grab his cobra. He's making too much money over there. And we get the little organ grinder monkey. Can't make any money on the other street corner.
That's a great first Friday art walk.
With a cobra.
The Cobra Act.
You could come up maybe with a little something fun. Just one of those little rubber snakes or one of the little wooden ones. And,
You know what they want us to do this week? They want us to have the theme of Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what I'm going to do. I can't play the accordion with scissors strapped to my fingers.
No.
So I don't know.
That's we just look up different things for in the
Either that, or we'll just be ourselves and let everybody else do it.
That could be right.
Like I always do. I always let everybody else do it.
Let everybody else. Yeah, Edward Scissorhands. I don't know how you might have to look through and see maybe if there's some music out of there.
That's what I was wondering, if there was a song from the movie
that you might be able to do.
So you want to give tickets away to this show?
Sure. Let's give away a couple tickets to Born Yesterday live on stage at the Ocala Civic Theater, running through October the 11th. And they've got, what is it? There's, it was 21 performances, but that started in October 18th. I thought they might have mentioned which ones were, or what days there might have been matinee performances. But I guess you can call, because when you call us to win the tickets, we'll take down your name and phone number off the air and give it to Robin. And Robin will contact the Ocala Civic Theater, which they will then give you a call, because your tickets will be at the on-call desk, or at call. on-call desk.
Yeah, will call.
Will call desk. That's it. And all you have to do is go in and pick them up when you go in. Otherwise, tickets are $27 for adults, $13 for full-time students. Your school ID is required for the student discount.
And it's a comedy.
It is a comedy. And I'd probably say, younger kids aren't going to get it because it's based in World War II. Yes. So, but, college age and above, or high school students might even appreciate it.
All right. So if you would like the 2 tickets, call right now, 622-9622. We'll play some commercials. You will not be on the air, and I'll only answer one call. So if you are the call, you'll know it because you'll hear me say hello. And if he keeps ringing and we're back with Carol Ann, then you know that somebody else won. So 622-9622. We'll be right back.
Live on stage at the Ocala Civic Theater, Born Yesterday.
Crooked businessman Harry Brock made his fortune on junkyards and a lack of scruples during World War II. In the fall of '46, he's in Washington, D.C. to bribe government bigwigs into shady deals. Harry has brought along quite an entourage. His showgirl mistress, his perpetual inebriated attorney, and his yes-man cousin who keeps the drinks filled and the payoffs coming. Go see Born Yesterday at the Ocala Civic Theater from October 18th to November 11th. Call them for tickets. 352-236-2274.
I'm Jan Marino, and it's my great honor to represent Palm Garden as the winner of the Best of the Best contest for rehab 2 years running. Woohoo! It's not easy to meet the needs of our guests, learn their life stories, and exceed expectations, but that's our goal every single day with everyone that we are blessed to serve. Thank you, WOCA listeners. Please come for a visit anytime. Palm Garden is located on the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
$99 is all. $99 is all. Take this down and pass it around. $99 is all.
What?
The special, Robin, from Optical Outlets. Just $99 for 2 pair of no-line progressive bifocals and an eye exam.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, 2 pair of no-line progressive bifocals and eye exam from Optical Outlets. We need to tell all our listeners about Optical Outlets. $99 is all. Take this down and pass it around. $99 is all.
It's another super price breakthrough this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Now, a super low price on Formosa azaleas. This week, a truckload sale while they last. Number 1 size Formosa azaleas, regularly $7.99 for just $1.99. Yes, you heard right, just $1.99 each at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Also this week, a super value buy on Bob's famous heirloom camellias, a huge variety of sizes and colors, regularly selling for up to $24.99, now just $8.99. And how about this one? Hibiscus in pink, yellow, or red, get 2 for just $12. And don't forget trees. Buy one for as little as $49 and get a second one just like it for half price. It's today. It's at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4, Saturdays till 2, in the same blooming place since 1952.
All right, 7 minutes before 10 o'clock, 7 minutes left of In the Garden with Carol Ann. If you'd like to call Carol Ann, this is a great time to call. The number is 622-9622. Find out how you can grow your own pumpkin for next year.
Yeah,
you have told us it's not a good area to grow pumpkins.
I mean, they grow pumpkins here, but really, if you plant them when they tell you to plant them, they're ready for harvest early. Is what it is. And trying to grow them where they'll be ready for harvest in October can be tricky because of fungal issues.
They grow big in some places.
Oh, yeah.
Are they doing something?
Well, sometimes it's a specific seed that they're using, that they'll harvest and keep the seed from the largest pumpkin, and that way it keeps going. I think there's one, when you find, like, I would say it's called American Giant or something like that, pumpkin seeds. I think each year, whoever has won the contest for the largest grown pumpkin, that it's the seed from that pumpkin that becomes these American Giant pumpkin seeds that you can buy to plant for yourself.
So there's a little bit of a genetic experiment happening.
Kind of, right. And the way to get the bigger ones in your home garden is to pluck off flowers, is to pluck off fruit. Once you've got one going, that's looking nice, is that you're only allowing one pumpkin per vine, maybe to
get all the energy.
Same way with like growing a giant tomato, that you remove certain ones
I didn't know
after.
that.
It's so that all the energy, all that goes into that.
That's a cool idea. That's good to know.
Yeah. And it is, and it's fun. And I mean, and starting some pumpkin seeds, even if you don't get anything with the kids, use the clear plastic cup. Make sure there's a drain hole in the bottom. Put you some potting mix in there. Plunk a seed in there and water it and put it in a sunny window, and the kids can see the roots growing and see the vine come out of there. And if you wanted to, you could put it out. In the wintertime, it's probably going to freeze on us.
If you eat the seeds, it's good for you.
But I like toast them first, or I do toast them first. Joe handed us a little something just to put on a calendar, a benefit that is coming up next month, Saturday, November 24th, for the family of Todd Kimberlin. He was the fella who was killed walking his daughter to the school bus.
That's a sad story.
That was such a sad thing. It's like, people, you're in your car, pay attention. There's too many people that are getting hit now. He left behind 4 children, and his spouse, and he was, I guess, somebody that, people really thought he was just a great all-around father, husband, good gold, as it says here, a gold-hearted man. So it's a poker run is all about helping out the 4 children, and November 24th, Saturday, and it looks like it's the registration starts out in Summerfield, Highway 42 and 441 at DJ and Gina's Lounge, and ends up, the final stop is at Frank's Place. You'll get maps and stuff like that. There's a phone number here if you're looking to, if you'd just like to make a donation to this, that maybe you're not a motorcycle rider or anything like that. For information or donations, you can call Rachel, 352-874-1513, or Lynn at 406-0507. One of those things, helping hand in the community. And another thing, because we all know that I end up, putting wall up anytime it starts getting local. It's coming to the Villages Thursday.
Really?
Yes, this Thursday.
The traveling wall is coming back.
Is
it
coming
the
back.
Same one all the time, or is it?
It depends. This one is the same one that was. I only go out for one in particular. That I have contacts with and stuff, and it is coming to the Villages, to the sports complex over there on 466.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same place it was, 2
That's
years
the polo
ago?
field?
No, not the polo fields. It's 466 and Rolling Acres Road.
Magic noises.
Is where it's at. 466 and Rolling Acres Road. Coming Thursday, coming tomorrow, or not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and through the weekend, leaving on Monday. So,
and you always do that?
Yeah, anytime I can, And like I said, this particular wall, it's I always forget the name of the organization who puts it.
Do you have a big Halloween turnout at your place?
What at where I live?
At your home, yeah.
No, I'm at the end of the road.
So the kids don't show up for you?
Yeah, I'm way back in the back. So this particular wall, if anybody's interested or info, it's travelingwall.us, like United States. And if you look on the schedule of events, it's got the Vietnam Wall in Lady Lake coming up, on the 1st through the 5th.
Here we go. It's amazing you do that. You volunteer for a lot of things, including this show.
Yep.
You have to work today?
I do, but I get a little late start, so I'm going to go to the gym.
So is it fun this time of year working at a place that sells Halloween stuff?
It's busy, because we're transitioning on seasons for plants, etc.
So does the Christmas season start on Thursday after Halloween?
Christmas season started, actually, a couple weeks ago.
Oh, did it?
Yeah,
That's
all the holiday stuff has to come out.
Thank you, Carol Ann.
There we go. Thank you, Larry.
Everybody, Carol Ann has a companion Facebook page. It's called In the Garden. Join that, and you'll be able to see some of the things we talk about, including the video of Carol Ann's show. We put that on there as well. This is WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. President Trump says he will sign an executive order ending birthright citizenship. That's automatic citizenship for babies born in the United States. He tells the show Axios on HBO.
Now, how ridiculous. We're the only country in the world where a person comes in, has a baby, and the baby is essentially a citizen of the United States for 85 years with all of those benefits. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And it has to end.
At least 30 countries have some form of birthright citizenship. In this country, it falls under the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, adopted in 1868. The president says he's been advised he has the legal authority to reverse it. He did not say when he might sign that executive order. The president heads to Pittsburgh this afternoon.
The president and first lady are set to visit the neighborhood of Squirrel Hill, home to the Tree of Life Synagogue, where police say a gunman opened fire on Saturday. His visit comes as the first of the victims' funerals are set for today.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. This is Fox News.
Are you taking Viagra and tired of paying $50 per tablet? Marley Drug has generic Viagra for just $10 per tablet. $10 for generic Viagra is a savings of $40 per dose. Call now and get free shipping on 10 tablets or more of generic Viagra. Marley Drug is a North Carolina pharmacy licensed in all 50 states. For information, go to marleygenerics.com or call us at 800-452-1760. That's 800-452-1760.
Indeed knows finding the right hire takes time away from your business.
Hiring a qualified data engineer felt like a second job.
More job seekers use Indeed than any other site, so there's no better place to find someone with the skills you're looking for.
I needed someone with a master's in computer science and database experience.
Plus, Indeed screener questions help you find your shortlist fast.
Now I'm back to having just one job.
See why more than 3 million companies worldwide use Indeed to hire. Post your job at Indeed.com/hire. Indeed, the world's #1 job site. Source.com/score total visits.
Friends, countrymen, tourists, and Ocalans, lend me your ears. Hey, speaking of ears, there is an opportunity for you to help feed and provide good maintenance, housing, and medical care for Marion County's rescued big cats, bears, monkeys, and other disabled or unreleasable wild and exotic animals. Take a tour on Wednesdays or Saturdays of the Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary. Call 352-266-2859. The Endangered Animal Rescue Sanctuary is affectionately known as EARS.
I'm Keith Perry. Lots of people run for office and tell you how great they are. They talk at you, tell you what to think. That's not me. I'm a roofer by trade, and as a young man, started my business with an ethic of fairness and hard work, and the common sense to get the job done right. That was 40 years ago, right here in our community. Now Perry Roofing employs more than 100 people in the area. People I learn from every day. People that I'm proud to know. I want you and everybody in North Central Florida to have the ability to be creative and build a life full of opportunity and accomplishments. That's why I want to represent you in the Florida Senate, to make a difference and get results. I'm Keith Perry. I'm just a regular guy, but I've got the common sense and determination to get things done for you, for all of North Central Florida.
Paid for by Keith Perry, Republican, for Florida Senate.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Police have found the body of a 71-year-old man in a drain pipe in southwest Ocala. The man, who had poor vision and dementia, had been missing since October 10th. More than 50 horses have been removed from a farm in Lake Butler because of neglect. Animal cruelty charges are pending. Authorities are asking FEMA to bring recreational vehicles and mobile homes to the Florida Panhandle to help residents who lost their homes to Hurricane Michael. The windows of a South Daytona Republican Party office were shot at over the weekend. No injuries were reported. 2 arrests have been made in connection with Friday night's fatal shooting of an Ocala man near Saddlewood Elementary School. A St. Petersburg man has been charged with driving under the influence and marijuana possession after crashing into a police car. And Icon Orlando, the 400-foot Ferris wheel, will put on a nightly light show through Halloween with 64,000 lights and Halloween music. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Live on stage at the Ocala Civic Theater, Born Yesterday.
Crooked businessman Harry Brock made his fortune on junkyards and a lack of scruples during World War II. In the fall of 46, he's in Washington, D.C. to bribe government bigwigs into shady deals. Harry has brought along quite a entourage. His showgirl mistress, his perpetual inebriated attorney, and his yes-man cousin who keeps the drinks filled and the payoffs coming. Go see Born Yesterday at the Ocala Civic Theater from October 18th to November 11th. Call them for tickets. 352-236-2274.
I'm Jan Marino, and it's my great honor to represent Palm Garden as the winner of the Best contest for rehab 2 years running. Woohoo! It's not easy to meet the needs of our guests, learn their life stories, and exceed expectations, but that's our goal every single day with everyone that we are blessed to serve. Thank you, WOCA listeners. Please come for a visit anytime. Palm Garden is located on the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street.
$99 is all. $99 is all. Take this down and pass it around. $99 is all.
What?
The special, Robin, from Optical Outlets. Just $99 for 2 pair of no-line progressive bifocals and an eye exam.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, 2 pair of no-line progressive bifocals and eye exam from Optical Outlets. We need to tell all our listeners about Optical Outlets. $99 is all. Take this down and pass it around. $99 is all.
It's another super price breakthrough this week at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Now, a super low price on Formosa azaleas. This week, a truckload sale while they last. Number 1 size Formosa azaleas, regularly $7.99 for just $1.99. Yes, you heard right, just $1.99 each at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens. Also this week, a super value buy on Bob's famous heirloom camellias, a huge variety of sizes and colors, regularly selling for up to $24.99, now just $8.99. And how about this one? Hibiscus in pink, yellow, or red, get 2 for just $12. And don't forget trees. Buy one for as little as $49 and get a second one just like it for half price. It's today. It's at Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, daily till 4, Saturdays till 2, in the same blooming place since 1950.
Right. Yes, they will treat you right. That is where I go so that I can make sure that my car runs nicely. I go to Sunrise Automotive. Matt Gibbs is the guy I go to. Yesterday I saw Chrissy out here, by the way. Did she tell you?
No.
Yeah? No. She was out there.
What's she doing out here? She's supposed to be to work.
So if you have a question about your car, you can call Matt right now because he's here. So the number is 622-9622. If you don't want to be a radio caller inner, then you can call Sunrise Automotive at, I always forget, there's so many numbers here, 690-1993. Correct?
That's right.
690-1993. And also, if you're looking for a car, maybe as a Christmas gift for somebody else, I don't know. Be a nice gift, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Let's see. That's Crossroad Auto Sales at the same spot, but they have a different number, right?
Yeah.
That's 817-5638.
That's my cell number.
Oh, man. I'm sorry.
And we can also, you can reach me there, or you can call 690-6695.
All right, 690-6695. Okay. There.
All with area code 352.
Yes. All right, let's jump into the phone calls unless you want to have some intro stuff. Do you have an intro thing?
Da-da-da-da.
Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Hey, Matt. This is Jim George. I have a question. So I have a 2003 Chevy Tahoe, just broken in with 409,000 miles on it. But my question to you is, I bought it because of the turning radius. I mean, this thing can turn on a 2-lane highway.
Yeah.
So if I wanted to get another, I prefer a Tahoe, but if I wanted to get another car, how would I determine what their turning radius is?
You know, Jim, I'll be honest with you. The best way to do it, this would be the best way to do it, is just go drive a couple vehicles and see. I noticed this. Are you okay, Jim? It sounds like you just were taken away by something.
No, I'm right here.
I had a Toyota Tundra pickup truck, and the turning and I have a Toyota Sequoia, which is basically the same vehicle. One is just like yours, an SUV, and the other one is a pickup truck. The SUV turns way better than the pickup truck. So the best thing I would suggest is if you're thinking about going to a different make, which I don't know why you would, but if you do, I would just maybe go out and test drive a couple of them and just and check those kind of things and get a feel for the vehicle.
So it's not really something I should be looking for like online as far as specs are concerned.
I don't think so. I think I think it would be better if you just went around and just kind of checked out a few of them yourself. Because I know having the same vehicle with 409,000 miles on it, I'm pretty sure that you pretty much know exactly what you want and how things should feel.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it very much.
All right, buddy.
Thank you. And that's something that doesn't come up very often. The turning radius. I never would think about that in buying a car.
Yeah. And a lot of times with a car, you don't really have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But some of these trucks, you do. I got a girl that just bought a Ford truck, and she hates she loves her truck, but she hates parking it. It just doesn't turn the way she wants it to turn.
Hey, I watched this video. Speaking of parking, this guy had this new self-parking car.
Oh yeah.
And he was anxious to try it. Yep. So he was certain that his automatic parking thing was going to be able to beat his sister's parallel parking.
Oh no!
So the sister parallel parked and timed it. And then he tried to do it, and the sister did it quicker. So
she no doubt.
Have you ever seen one?
Yeah,
a self-parking car. Yeah.
I could run, grab me a coffee, come back, have a donut, drink a cup of coffee before that car actually parked itself.
And you have another phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Matt.
Good morning, Matt. This is Sonny calling. I have the same gripe with the vehicles. Some of them have really bad turning radius, and especially like if you're on a road that's kind of congested and it's just two lanes and you want to make a U-turn. You got to more or less stay to the right when you start your U-turn. Otherwise, you're going off the road when some of these vehicles, the turning radius is so bad. And that's why I like my little silver bullet there that you guys work on. But, I honestly feel that some of these cars could have a better turning radius, but I think they don't want to see the boots crack or something on the drive shafts, which are also on the front today. But anyway, that's my 2 cents worth on that. And you can also look, I looked up on I have a 15-year-old car, and I looked it up on the computer. I was able to get the information about the specs on there, like, the height, clearance, turning radius, and stuff like that. Just got to be a little patient. But anyway, of course, you got to put it in the make, model, and everything else. But anyway, have a great day, everybody. And thanks again, Matt, for being on the air. And thank you, Larry, for the programming.
You're welcome. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and you can probably find out the spec of a turn radius of a vehicle, but then what does that number represent in the way it feels? That's why I was like to talk to Jim. Could we find out, is there a spec for it? Yeah, there's probably something out there that'll tell you this is the turning radius. What does that actually feel like? What does that mean?
But I don't ever hear that as a selling point. I don't, unless I just don't pay attention to those kind of cars.
And if you were maybe if you were driving a different type of vehicle to where you're
then I would think about
right.
it. Yeah.
You may want to. A lot of people. This girl bought a truck. She went from an SUV to a truck. The turning radius in the SUV was way different than the turning radius in the truck. So, and that may be something if you're out looking and you want it, like Jim, he's wanting to maybe get a different type of vehicle, The
motorhome has a horrible turning radius, right?
Horrible. I mean, we got 77, but hey, there's Ronnie. Hey, Ronnie. Hey, buddy. Look at Ronnie, little girl. And so, I mean, if you're out, if you're riding a motorhome, you got to do a 3-point right turn, and when you take your driver's test, right, a 3-point turn.
Yeah.
Do a motorhome. That's like a 33-point turn.
I would love to, though. They just look like something I'd like to have. I'm a back and forth. Not that I can afford it, but I'm back and forth. Which is better, a hotel or a hotel on wheels? Which is better?
Well, I mean, it just depends on what you're doing. Sometimes it's practical to do the hotel. Sometimes it's more practical to do the hotel on wheels.
So there was a story, I think it was the entire nation has to be zero emissions by a certain year. What does that mean? Like all electric engines or something?
Zero emissions. I don't know.
Let me look it up.
Zero emissions.
Zero emissions, yes. Let me find it. I can't remember if it was a state or the whole country. That almost sounds impossible for the whole country, doesn't it? Zero emissions. Let's see. Hey, how you doing out there? What? Supersonic. There you go. I don't know, man.
Man, it's cooling. The cool air outside is just awesome.
All right, zero emissions. It went to zeroemissions.com. I don't want that. Zero emissions in the news. GM proposes zero emissions mandate. That's what it was.
Oh, GM proposing is a zero?
Yeah.
Wait till the federal government proposes a zero emissions mandate.
General Motors says it will ask the federal government for one national gas mileage standard, including a requirement that a percentage of auto companies offer zero emissions vehicles.
Okay, a percentage. So they're what I'm thinking in that, which they kind of do now. Like if you're a big company and you're a service company, or you have transportation, you have cars on the road, the government offers like benefits. If you're a company that has X amount of vehicles, that so many of those vehicles would be alternative fuel. Then you get this like discount from the government kind of thing.
Yeah. Later on in the article, it says something about hydrogen.
Right, hydrogen. Okay.
So
but hydrogen is going to emit emissions.
It will.
It sure will.
Oh, I don't know. But okay, talking about that, doesn't an electric car indirectly cause pollution? Because there's got to be a coal plant somewhere.
Maybe. Is it a coal plant or is it a nuclear plant or what kind of plant really is it?
We don't have too many nuclear plants anymore, do we?
Are they all coal still?
I thought so. I thought they all went to coal. I don't know. But I mean, isn't there still something causing something, even if it's not out of your tailpipe?
Something's got. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Something's got to be creating the energy that in which we're using, right, to operate the car, the vehicle, the whatever.
Hey, I have a question about cars.
Okay, this is a good show to ask it.
I was watching an old movie made in Ocala.
Really?
1926, I think.
Really?
W.C. Fields. Yeah, you can see old Ocala.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool. It's a silent movie, and it's called The Old Army Game or something like that.
I want to see that movie.
It's on YouTube. You can watch it for free. It's silent though. You got to read.
But it's what is the name of the movie?
It's called It's the Old Army Game.
Okay.
It's the Old Army Game. It's W.C. Fields, 1926. You'll recognize Harry's. Harry's is the drugstore. You'll recognize the building that used to be Starbucks. I can't remember what the new restaurant is called there now. You'll recognize a few things.
Okay.
But anyway, so the cars that they're driving on Ocala's roads in that movie have the steering column. It looks like it goes straight down.
Okay.
What needed to be invented so we didn't have to do that anymore? Why? How come our steering wheels can be comfortable?
Well, and I think that just goes back to technology. I think that goes back to what we were seeing in today's cars, except for today's cars, not as much as the mechanical side of it, as much as the technical side of it. Now we want our phones linked into our car, and we want to be able to park itself, and we want to be able to brake itself, and we want it to do all these things. But back there in those days, hey, let's put a little box over here on the right side of the car for when it's cold out and you need a place to put your gloves. Let's oh my God, I got a car and it's got a glove box in it. Just think of the day that the cigarette lighter came out.
Oh my gosh, baby. That must have been great.
Woo, that was crazy. I got a cigarette lighter in my car.
Yeah.
Or air conditioning, or but back then, I had a 55 Ford at the shop that belonged to one of our great customers, and we were doing some stuff for it. We were converting it from 6-volt to 12-volt system and stuff like that, and we had to repair his steering column. Well, back in 1955, I'm thinking my thought is 1955. These guys did things. This was simply made. It's not complicated. It's 1955.
Right.
It's not technical. It's mechanical. It's simply made.
I was made in 55, by the way.
Yeah. See, okay. So you can feel what I'm saying. So I had to pull the steering shaft out of this 1955 Ford.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Was it as simple as you thought?
It was stupid.
It was stupid.
It was stupid.
Well,
I mean, this shaft is 7 feet long. I mean, it literally went through the whole entire car. I mean, we had to jack it. I mean, it was just crazy the way that I look at that today and say that's crazy. And I talked to a guy that he does a lot of this old stuff, and he's like, oh, what we do now, we cut that shaft. We cut that shaft and we weld a coupler right there so you don't have to do all that.
Okay.
So what they did, they modernized it. If you're customizing this vehicle, we're going to do this and modernize it. But the way it was in 1955.
7 feet long, huh?
It wasn't really 7 feet long, but it was so long that you had to jack up the car to get the shaft out of the steering column.
Oh, wow.
And back then, you had to take the back window out of the car to put a headliner in it. To put a headliner in this car, you had to pop out the back window.
I can still smell that car, by the way. Those cars from the 50s had a smell, like when they were sitting in the sun for a long time. You open up the door and you get in.
Yeah, and I can smell that. I can smell that.
There is a smell. Ready for the next call?
Yeah, let's take the next call.
Good. You're on the air with Matt.
Hey, Matt, this is Sonny. These zero-emission vehicles and things like that are more than likely going to be running on some kind of battery system, but they have so many different types of batteries, say, other than, lead acid or the old flashlight batteries that we've had with that black pitch and all that in them. But anyway, even batteries put out emissions, whether they're being charged or being discharged, and more likely they put out a little bit more when they're being charged. So if you want to really pick hairs, the only zero emissions is something like a rock. I don't know where a lot of these people are coming from. Although you pull into a shopping parking lot and there's a diesel running, and that to me smells horrible when you smell that diesel running. And they, I guess they want to have dogs or something in there and keep them cool or whatever. I don't know, but I see that a lot where people have diesel trucks and they just leave them running. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on that deal. Have a great day.
Thank you, babe.
And thanks again, man.
Thank you, Sonny. You called him Babe.
You what?
Did you say thank you, babe?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. You didn't say thank you, babe?
No, I didn't say thank you, babe.
What'd you say?
I don't know, but it wasn't babe. No, I thought... I don't know. Thank you. Okay, moving right along. At least
I thought you were like the cool guy now. Thank you, babe.
Thank you, babe. Moving on along, babe. Thank you, Sonny. Sonny, babe.
Yeah,
but the diesel trucks today, man, diesels have come a huge, long way. We're just going to move right. I'm going to move right along, Larry. You just stay right where you're at.
Sorry.
And,
Sorry. By the way, did you see I put you, you're doing the show, so I took a little video.
I'm doing a show?
Yeah, I took a little video of you.
Oh, my God.
Well, it's Halloween. Come on, that's fun stuff. Okay. Oh, wait, that's a single picture. But I got a video of you. Here's the video.
Wow.
I wonder what you sound like.
You pretty much know exactly what you...
I sound like Porky the Pig on steroids.
What's a Halloween costume?
I don't even know what... maybe I did say babe. After seeing that, I might have called Sonny babe.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, so I saw Chrissy outside the other day. I was taking the garbage out, and I said, "Hey, Chrissy," and she turned around and looked at me like, "Who are you?" And I said, "Do you remember me?" And she said, "Yes, I do." But I wasn't sure if she did.
Oh, she was taking. You were at my place?
No, I was here.
And she was taking the garbage out here. She got a second job. No one told me about.
I was taking the garbage.
Oh, you were okay. I wonder what she was doing here. I had to help.
I think she had food. I think she was getting something.
Oh,
to eat.
she might have been getting something to eat. Yeah.
Do you guys use any of those services that deliver food to you?
No, I mean, other than I call like the pizza guy and he comes delivers the pizza.
Right.
But the old style few.
But we got two services in Ocala where their whole job is to drive around to restaurants bringing food to people.
I even got a little coupon. The first one's like free or something. It's sitting in my car.
Yeah, it's Bite Me or something like that.
Yeah, I don't. Is it Bite Me? This show is really getting weird today. Is it really Bite Me? Is that the name of the service?
I don't know. I'm not sure. That's Bite something.
I don't know if that'd go over real well.
So, do you have kids come into your garage for trick or treat?
No.
Do you have candy to give out for Halloween?
No.
Do you oppose Halloween?
I don't. I just don't. I don't. Halloween is not a good holiday for me.
Religiously opposed to it?
It's not even religiously. That would be wrong. That would be wrong to say. It would be wrong.
All right.
It would be. It's more of a personal thing. It's not. It's
because of the candy or the.
No, just because of some things that I've experienced through my life and I've had to walk through in my life, and I'd rather.
Pagan things, you mean?
Not even necessarily pagan things. Just different situations.
The peanuts are pagan.
Babe, Bite Me and peanuts are pagan. Where else could this show possibly go? Good thing we only got 3.5 minutes, because my God.
You never heard the guy from the Agnet show say the peanuts are pagan?
No.
No? Yeah. What they do is they turn around. They grow up out of the dirt.
Okay.
And then they turn back around to go under the dirt, and that's called pagan when they do that.
Oh.
So when the peanuts are pagan,
wasn't this the show right before my show? Where's Carol Ann when you need her?
Hey! Speaking of mixing the two shows, there is like a trailer you can put behind your. It showed like what I used to drive. What did I drive before I knew you? Oh, gosh.
Suzuki. No, before you knew me.
It was a Suzuki also, but this was a Suzuki...
Samurai. Wasn't it?
A sidekick. Okay, so it looks almost like a little Jeep.
Right.
And it's... So but I'm guessing you could put it behind any car. And it's actually to do yard work and stuff. Like you have a mini tractor without buying the tractor.
Huh.
To pull it behind your car.
Huh.
I guess it saves money. Instead of buying a tractor, you have a little device that spreads seed or whatever it does. I don't know.
Okay.
With all the things it does. I'd be afraid though. When you see these car advertisements on like video, they're going up a hill and over mountains and rocks, and you say, "Oh my
like
gosh, is that a good idea?" I mean, it sounds like it would hurt your car.
Well, it might hurt it, but I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you want.
Are you into that stuff?
I like going off road every now and again. Yeah.
Mud? Do you like the mud thing?
I don't like the mud thing as much as I like the trail. Like at Hard Rock, the motorcycle track. They have a Jeep trail, and like last weekend, I saw these Jeeps. They were coming from all over out there. There's got this and it's cool to ride on these little trails, and
it does sound fun.
It is. Except for you gotta be careful.
It's expensive though. Yeah, you could be hurt.
Well, I've seen some guys flip their Jeeps over, and
that's not good.
Keep all body parts inside when the Jeep flips over. I've seen some guys that do that.
Yeah. All right. So if you need your car fixed, I have fun with Matt. I guess you can tell. But I know Matt because he's good with my car, and I trust him with my car. I don't even think about it anymore. I just bring the car to what's it called again? Sunrise Automotive. I bring my car to you guys.
Here's your $10, Larry.
And I just leave it there. Sometimes Rob and I will bring her car and put the key in the box, and then you show up in the morning and go, "Oh, there's their car again."
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Anyway, it's the truth, though. I mean, that's why we go to you. I know you're going to fix the car, which is all we really care about. We care about the money, too, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that.
No.
The price of things is the price of things.
Yep, that's it.
But at least you won't add to it. And you won't charge me for something I don't need.
I won't charge you for something you don't need.
And if you're looking for a great Christmas gift, go to see Matt. Here's my ideas. Tires, a whole car, a gift certificate. Or do you have those jump boxes?
No, I don't have the jump boxes.
Okay.
I'm trying to find one that would be a good value and a good product, for the money and stuff.
But those are great gifts. Tires are a great gift because nobody wants to spend money on tires. So if you spend it for somebody, then you're giving them something awesome, right?
Yeah.
How about wheels? Do people ever change their wheels?
A lot of people have changed their wheels.
Young people mostly, right? They like the fancy wheels?
And then some of the older guys, too.
Yeah?
That's not something that we get into a whole lot.
I'm okay with my wheels.
But that's something that we do. We do have. We have peoples.
Peoples?
We have peoples.
What does that mean?
That means I have peoples. I have peoples that sell wheels.
All right, let's see. I have to play your song here. It's somewhere on here.
It's always there somewhere.
It's always here somewhere. Sunrise Automotive. There it is. Okay. Thank you, Matt. And hey, have an enjoyable candy day tomorrow.
Thank you.
Don't eat too many Snickers.
No, I'm not going to.
All right, we'll be right back.
Prepare with personal care. We know what we're talking about. Matt Gibbs and the guys over at Sunrise Automotive will treat you right. We'll treat you right.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
A nice day on this Tuesday with plenty of sunshine, a warm afternoon high between 80 at the coast and 84 inland. It'll be clear Tuesday night, lows in the mid to upper 50s inland, mid to upper 60s along the coast. Wednesday, mostly sunny and quite pleasant again, high 80 on the coast, 84 inland. Thursday, partly sunny and warm. There may be an afternoon shower or thunderstorm in spots, the high 83 at the coast, 87 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. Police have found the body of a 71-year-old man in a drain pipe in southwest Ocala. The man, who had poor vision and dementia, had been missing since October 10th. More than 50 horses have been removed from a farm in Lake Butler because of neglect. Animal cruelty charges are pending. Authorities are asking FEMA to bring recreational vehicles and mobile homes to the Florida Panhandle to help residents who lost their homes to Hurricane Michael. The windows of a South